fiery hearts of love, fortitude of will, strength of heart, and clarity of mind lead to the most optimal results in all your affairs. The revolution in higher consciousness, begun in 1976, 200 years after your Declaration of Independence, is accelerating and coming to a head. Now a divinely inspired resolution unto God consciousness is required for America to survive as the land of the free and home of the brave, the land of liberty that your founders envisioned. When your principles and values, when your mores are attacked, what should you do? Cave in? Accede to these detractors? Nay, stand firm in the light of truth, in the light of justice, in the light of freedom, to defend what you know to be good, righteous, and pure. Resolve to involve yourself in God's affairs, wherever they may take you, even to other climes, and even to uncomfortable situations that will test your mettle and require you to rise into a new level of God consciousness and solar awareness. The price of freedom is vigilance over tyranny of all forms. Only the vigilant will ultimately become victors. First, through their victory over their lesser self, the human ego, and all of its reactivity to the light of oneness and truth. As victors, you will then demonstrate the way to true freedom, to unheralded liberty within God's will, and you will have the divine license to pursue your complete union with your source, the Father, Mother of all that is. It has been said that when things get tough, the tough get going. Well, right now, you all require a new level of spiritual toughness that arises from your commitment to love at all costs, to remain fixated on God and affixed to all truth, virtue, and the justice of righteousness. Only the intrepid will ascend to experience complete union with the Divine One. Only the virtuous will lead others to their own eternal freedom and the light of the presence. Though you may have fallen short of the mark in the past, this is your time to make your mark, to etch your divine future as the living fires of God love coalesce beauty, harmony, and peace in your world wherever you go. Yet to reach these states of equanimity, you, like Jesus, may be required to descend temporarily into hell, to shine forth your light into the darkest of the regions of the underworld, to liberate some from the unreality into which they have fallen. Avoid being preachy or peachy by simply speaking with authentic care and concern for the well-being of all, especially the spiritual health of your family, friends, and community. If you observe others' burdens, pray for them and assign angels to assist them with exactly what they require as the perfect dosage of divine help. If you see darkness manifesting in your immediate environment, invoke the infinite love and joy of God to displace temporal anomalies with the radiance of the Holy Spirit and the presence of the living Christ. If you hear gossip or witness lies and untruths, stand in the light of cosmic truth until you feel its power overcoming the dissonance and insanity of hell, replacing it with the blessings of heaven in all directions for all to feel and know. It is often in dealing with the little annoyances of your lives that you actually overcome major inner or outer schisms that you caused in past lives. For the energies of spirit are always working toward your self-realization and victory. If you shy away from today's challenges, what will you do when more intense initiations pursue you in order to balance the scales by paying the piper the last farthing of what you have stolen from life in the past? There is such an exactitude to the law of cause and effect operative in your world that you should simply give more than expected each day to accelerate your ascent in order to serve more radiantly and magnanimously all who require your love and light energies. Surely, dear hearts, it is time to make your final pact with God, to pursue your higher walk into the light, no matter what it takes in terms of sacrifice and surrender. It will be worth the temporary inconveniences of disciplining yourself to outlast the dark ones and to fully dissolve your untoward habits in order to live in a divinely acceptable state of consciousness, even a holy vibration of compassion and inner peace. The angels rejoice when each son or daughter of God overcomes one bad habit or develops a new positive one. Your heavenly muses smile when you become still and centered long enough to hear your own conscience, supported by them through their subtle suggestions of how you may more gloriously make your mark for the Lord in this current battle for the souls of humanity. Portia and I are with you in these trials and tribulations, lending you our helping hands and our mind's wisdom to make right decisions and to always attempt to utilize the highest choices for the greater good of all, including your own higher self. Be industrious, creative, and courageous. Be impeccable in your speech and intrepid in your resolve to carry on victoriously in this revolution of light, love, and levity. Though some will falter, not thee. Though some will doubt, not thee. Though some will surrender to the voices of darkness, not thee. For the deity is always nigh, if you will simply look up and live as the true sons and daughters of God who you are. I am with you throughout this cycle of life, during which all of you are building bridges and highways to the Aquarian city on the hill. Yea, the new Jerusalem, come unto earth, where all will live in perfect harmony, brother sisterhood, and peace. I am your Aquarian master, leading you to all love every hour. And I thank you.